social media is a tool that can give access to potential supporters. It can allow efficient communication and engagement with current supporters, but it's a tool. Social media is an organizing tool that has to be connected in with real world organizing, with real world work, and that can be real world digital work, but it has to be connected with actual work, or it's just it's just an illusion. It's just speaking into the void. The level of organizing that social media alone can create is basically a voter, right? From a green perspective, um, social media posts, um, might create a voter. A voter might see it. That voter might, be convinced by it to then cast their vote on election day for your candidate. So, if all you have is a social media game, you might be able to create a voter. But let's be honest about voters, right? Voters are only useful to us once every year or two. Uh, Voters, the extent to which they actually engage with us is in the ballot box, which is a even that is not a direct engagement, right? It's a support from afar. So without organizing and an onboarding component accompanying it, that's the limitation of social media, right? It can create someone that supports you, but if all they have is your social media posts, which are pretty one directional if alone, then that's kind of where they're stuck, right? Because social media has to be tied in to our on the ground work, right? It's got to be into an onboarding component. Um, you have to have that sustained contact, that relationship building, and an actual operation in which to bring someone into, right? If your organization is going to grow, there has to be an organization, right? There has to actually be something that people can engage in, and social media alone can't create that. Without it, social media alone, it's not even a very useful tool. So, you know, that's the problem, right? You don't get real contact information from social media. There are ways you can get it and things like that, and we'll get into that later. But when someone sees and likes your social media post, you see a like, and that's about where it ends. You don't actually have contact with that person. You just got a passing, hey, good job, as they drove by and continued on to the next thing. Um, so, I really think that for Greens and grassroots organizations, it's absolutely essential that they understand that social media can be a very, very, very powerful tool. It can help level the playing field. It can help democratize things in our operations, but there has to be an on the ground operation. There has to be a real organization attached to it for social media to be worth anything, right?